Hello, Cousin Johnny here. We'd like to thank our sponsors for the Buzzin' with Cousins show. We thank you. Thank you, that garlic stuff. If you like garlic, you're going to love it. Put it on just about anything. That garlic stuff. Tuesday, Alvarado Farmers Market, or go to thatgarlicstuff.com. Thank you. Thank you, I Heart You Candles. Beautiful hand poured candles. These make special gifts. They're fantastic. Call Sherry at 574-9446 or go down and say hello right there on that walkway right in front of Fisherman's Wharf. Thank you, Sherry. I Heart You Candles. Thank you. Fremont Street. Grab and go healthy meals. They're delish. On your way from home from work, go grab some, heat them up, and fantastic. Thank you, Suds Cyber Laundry, 709 Lighthouse, Pacific Grove. Great modern machines, big screen TV, coffee, and a great friendly staff. Thank you, Suds. Thank you, the Whiskey Club, 425 Alvarado Street. Over 600 whiskeys to choose from. Go on in, relax, enjoy a nice whiskey. They also have a bottle shop. It's great. Great place to relax and enjoy. Tell them a cousin sent you. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, storyteller, author, and all-around good guy, Tony Albano. Tony has written 3 books, the latest being Cherish, about a New York teenager and a nun find love. Thank you, Tony. And if you want to order the book or find out more about Tony, go to Tony, Tony, Albano, Albano, storyteller.com. Check it out. Thank you. Thank you, sponsors, for the Buzzin' with Cousins show. We thank you. Hello, how's everybody doing out there? Cousin Johnny here, bringing you another show today. And let's get going. So when everybody out there, when you venture out to the Monterey music scene, you've probably seen a couple of lady drummers out there. And these guys, they're great. I love them, and I'm so happy that they're coming on the show today. So, Buzzin' with Cousin is going to please welcome Diana Hagerty of Squidbrain, Lisa Rutta of the Transducers. Thank you, ladies, for coming on the show. And let me get you back on here. Here they are. Okay, thank you for coming on. The sisterhood of drummers. Love it.
Yay.
Super. Thank you.
Yeah, so
A little bit.
we'll just start off. I'll ask a couple questions back and forth. So, Lisa, where are you from and how did you end up in Monterey?
Well, I'm a native Californian. I grew up in Los Angeles and ended up in the Bay Area for the last few decades. And just recently, I'm new to Monterey. I've only been here about 3 years now, full time. Yeah, so that's how I ended up in Monterey. It
So,
really was a COVID circumstance, I guess.
Okay, got it. Yeah. I'm always curious because we're in a paradise here, and I'm always, curious how people end up here. And what about Diana? What about you? How'd you end up? You're from New York, right?
I'm a native New Yorker, but I in Arizona. Actually, for 11 years, I just kind of got fed up with the New York winters. And I'm a teacher, and I've been teaching out there. And I'm sure you already know, like the political situation and the salaries aren't really great for teachers. And
Yeah.
I have an identical twin sister named Athena, and she had been Monterey for a long time, and she was always, singing its praises. And I just started looking online, and I was like, wow, teachers out there definitely make more money. And it was a hard decision, because it was a big decision for me to move. But I ended up getting a job in Salinas, and now this is my 5th year out here. And so I actually became an assistant principal out there, which was super fun.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, the whole music bug got me. And and then I ended up hooking up with Squidbrain, and I just love the music so much that I just wanted to do that more. So I ended up going back into the classroom.
Now, when you moved here, did you realize did you know anything about Monterey, or you just like, I don't know?
Nothing.
You didn't realize you were coming to paradise.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The first time I went to like a Silomar, I was like, what? I'm definitely still going through a honeymoon phase. And it's definitely beautiful. Although I do like hot weather. So that's been an adjustment, like to wear pants, you know?
Now, your sister, is she a drummer too, or?
She's a violinist. She does play electric guitar, but it's not really her main passion. But we're a very musical family, so she's definitely a strong player.
That's really great. Yeah. And Lisa, when did you start playing drums? Was it?
I actually started playing drums pretty late in life. I started my first drumming experience. I actually remember being about 3 years old and pulling all the pots and pans out of the cabinet in the kitchen. And I remember my parent, having a wooden spoon and banging.
Perfect. Yeah.
But then my parents put me on piano, because back then, and I still think there's some stigma to it today. There's just a hesitancy. I think there's a hesitancy for parents to put their kids on drums. And I always tell them it's a good idea, because you'll always know where they are, because the rest of the game always comes to the drummer. So you'll know exactly where your son or daughter is, and you'll know all their friends. So it's a really good strategy. But my parents put me on piano, which I enjoyed, but I don't know. I guess it wasn't really a passion. I went away from it in middle school, and I never went back to music until I hit my 30s. And I was working with some folks that a couple of them had been almost pro level musicians, and they were going to put a rock band together and needed a drummer. And it was like over a backyard barbecue and some beers. I'm like, I can drum.
You can do it.
And so they gave me the mandate, go do it. And I just thought how funny that would be. So I did it, and here we are.
That's great. Diana, did you like play in the high school band, or how did it come around?
I actually have a lot of regret about that. I actually played violin like my sister. My mom, that was like her big dream, to have her kids play violin for whatever reason. So I played classical violin for like 10 years. And then when I got into high school, I just wanted to rock.
Yeah.
And of course, I met this cute boy who was an amazing drummer, and he really channeled John Bonham. And I just kind of like fell in love with his whole energy and vibe. And I asked him to teach me how to play. And he was a terrible teacher, but I didn't give up, and I kept persisting. And I remember it took me about 3 months to like learn just how to feel comfortable doing a basic beat. And then after that, I was just hooked. And so my family is pretty conservative. So I still had to play orchestra. They're like, no, you have to orchestra, but they didn't like stop me from playing the drums. And my parents, now looking back, were pretty cool about letting me play in the house. And I totally agree with Lisa. Like now looking back, I'm like, yeah, my parents would know where I was. But I played in actually a heavy metal band kind of later in high school and then into college. And then I had to kind of put the drumsticks down just because I was moving a lot, and drums are really cumbersome, you know, to move, and it was really hard for me to just find a place to play. So I really put my sticks down for a long time, but I always loved drumming. And then yeah, COVID really kind of brought me back to fall in love with music, and now I'm just like playing nonstop. So
Great. It's really great. Yeah. So Lisa, when I've had a couple transducers on here on the show, and they all kind of said that they did some stuff at the Paper Wing Theater. Is that how you got hooked up with them, or how
No,
did
they
you-
yeah, the rest of the band met through their own music theater folks, and we're heavily involved also in Paper Wing, and I've since been to Paper Wing and all that. But even though my big regret is being from LA, and I never really got into any kind of theatrical hobby or anything like that. Maybe because I was from LA, super competitive. But no, I landed here in COVID, and then somehow it was right before we were really moving here full time. I saw something pop up on my Facebook about a jam, and it was the Tribe in the Sky jam at Urban Lounge.
Yes.
And the host was going to be Chuck Brewer at the time, and Chuck had it all laid out, you know, and I'm a very detail oriented process kind of person. He's like, we're going to do this and we're going to do this. And if jammers want to come, this is what you do. And I just thought, you know, for when you're coming into a community of musicians brand new, it really helps to like feel like there is something that allows you to step into it versus, hey, I let my friends play, you know? And so I went not expecting anything. I had actually put my sticks down during COVID. I actually took up, I was doing vocals during COVID instead of drumming. So I hadn't played in a while. Although, well, there's a whole nother, yeah, I had just come back from a blues festival, but that was crazy. And I did get to play there, but I went to the jam and literally I always tell the story. I felt like aliens fell out of the sky or something. And I met, I don't know, 100 people in the Monterey Bay. I think I met almost everyone except I don't think Diana was there, but
Yes.
it was crazy, and there wasn't really any drummers that night. So I played almost the whole night. I got to jam with Rosewood, and then I met Taylor and Sam from the Transducers, and they invited me into. They needed a drum sub at the time.
Wow, great. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I met them, and it kind of stuck.
I remember that night when Chuck Brewer was he was the host. I was
Were you
there. Yeah, he was the
Oh.
host. I was at the bar having a glass of wine, and the guy next to me kind of, I knew him. He kind of tapped me on the shoulder and says, "Hey, cuz, there's a girl drummer." I went, oh, wow. You're right. There is. Great. Yeah. So we
Chuck is amazing because I walked up to the stage. I didn't see the sign-up sheet. And I am pretty experienced with jams. It's the one thing that I feel very comfortable around. But I said, hey, is there a sign-up sheet? And I recognized him from the Facebook post. And he said, what do you play? And I held up my sticks and I said, I'm a drummer.
Yeah.
And I have to say that 90% of the time, the reaction I get to that is, really? But what he said was, well, get on up there.
Yeah, get on up.
So
Right.
there wasn't any question about anything, and that's just how a lot of the musicians here are. There's, you know, gender doesn't matter, the color of my hair doesn't matter. I think that drummers and musicians are musicians first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Great.
So that was really cool experience.
So Diana, so who are these? Who's Squidbrain? I mean, who are these guys? I mean, are they like teachers? Or where'd you run into them, or who are they?
Well, yeah, but we're very different personalities. Yeah, so quick version, I was in a band with a colleague of mine that kind of just fell apart, and we were sort of at a standstill, and you know, we didn't really know what was going to happen. And then we were kind of jamming at this Monterey music club in Seaside, and then the manager there was like, hey, you might want to get together with this guitarist, Sam Cawthorn, because he he wants to kind of form his own project. And so we kind of jammed and vibed each other out. I think we were doing like a Soundgarden song or something. And I just remember being blown away by his vocals and his talent. And he had such incredible songwriting capabilities that were like really unique. And he's like, yeah, I want to do this like surf psychedelic rock.
Yeah, it's different. It's good. Yeah.
Oh, where'd she go?
Anna, you just left.
You went dark on us.
You went dark.
Uh-oh. I will say Squidbrain rocks.
Yeah.
One of my favorite bands, and they are, and they
do. Yeah. Diana? Can you hear us anyway?
Yeah. Yikes. Uh-oh. There she goes. Oh, here she comes.
Still somehow, but hopefully she comes back. But when
I love Squidbrain because of how much they rock and how they do originals as well as covers, and they have a wonderful energy.
They really do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I remember that I've seen you play with the Transducers, and I love the Transducers. You guys really great. Love it.
Thank
and
you.
Then one day I was at oh, you're back. You didn't miss. We were telling Lisa that
technology.
We love the Transducers here in town, and so I've seen the band quite a few times. And then one day I can't remember where I was, O'Callahan's or somewhere, and they had a blues band, and I look, and Lisa's playing in the blues band. I was going, wow, this lady can play everything. So
I enjoy sitting in here and there. I'll sit in with bands if they need a sub, and it's fun.
Yeah, so you like no problem. You got right into the blues. Yeah.
I come from the blues. I think out of all my drumming experience, I've done the most blues study out of any other, and the most blues playing, maybe other than the last few years.
I like
and I'm very comfortable in that.
So getting back to Squidbrain, I was at the what's the event in Pacific Grove? Is Good Old Days.
Yes.
I'm walking through Good Old Days, and I kind of hear this music, and I stop, and it's really, I mean, it caught my ear, and I'm walking, and then I turned around, and I went, and it was really kind of like you said, kind of like a surf rock, kind of electric, and then I heard this boom, boom, boom. I go, who? Powerful drummer there, and that was you. So that I enjoyed that, and so
yeah, I definitely I think the band sees me as like bringing a lot of energy, just because quite honestly I'm really happy when I'm doing it, so I really get into it, and I feel like people really like respond to that too. But I really agree with Lisa, like we're just drummers, trying to do our thing. But I do feel like visibility matters though, because it never fails. Every time I play a show, I always have people like young women or older women. It's like everybody, they're like, oh my God, what's up? So, female drummer, it still kind of catches their eye. I definitely think have changed.
It really does. Yeah, it really does.
But it's really interesting, the feedback I get. It's kind of emotional, to be honest, especially when you get little girls that come up to you. Those are really touching moments, and they're super awesome.
Yeah,
it's a level of responsibility in a lot of ways. I mean, I don't want to diminish that at all, but definitely want to encourage more and more people, of all genders and to drum. But yeah, seeing the little girls go crazy over it is pretty cool.
Yeah, like you said, the pots and pans, and
yeah.
Well, Lisa, so you guys have played at the Mountain Winery a couple times, right? You've opened up for some bands at the Mountain Winery. That's a great honor there, yeah.
it's been super fun. We get to play Adele's Garden, which is a pre-concert show. We played Melissa Etheridge last week, and it was ridiculous. It was so fun. We didn't get to see Jewel because we were loading out at the time, but we heard her, and it was wonderful. We'll be playing the pre-concert show for Postmodern Jukebox August 15th, and we'll be playing the pre-concert show for Kansas in September. So, yeah, I love that venue. It's a little bit of a home away from home for me. I've made some really good friends and stuff there. So it's a fun day. It's a long day when you play there, but it's a fun day.
Great. Yeah. So Diana, what's the schedule for the Squidbrain?
Yeah, we only have like 2 big things that that are on the agenda right now, but we're going back to Lynx. We just played there, but we have
great venue.
Yeah, we're gonna be back there on the 14th of September, and then we're definitely going to do that Ghostland Festival again in November, and I think this year it's going to be on the 1st and the 2nd, so that should be really fun. We had a great time doing that last year, so I'm super.
Can you elaborate on that festival for people that don't know?
Oh yeah, well, and forgive me because I'm still learning the area too, but it's up in Santa Cruz County in the mountains. I think Brookdale Lodge, where I guess they're kind of renovating it and doing some funky stuff. And it's awesome. They had bands in all these different rooms, and it was just, and Lisa, the Transducers were there. You guys slayed. And
yeah, we're going to be there again.
Awesome. Yeah. So we're just getting started. We're kind of budding on the scene. We're working to try to get established. So we really love doing these local festivals. But I was really impressed with like how it was run and just like the wide array of talent that was there. And it was just such a supportive vibe, eclectic vibe. So it's a cool festival to be a part of.
Yeah, those people, they really rock and roll in Santa Cruz. They really do.
And it's an interesting spot too, kind of hidden away in the mountains.
Brookdale Lodge, let me tell you something. I'm talking a million years ago, but it's when you get out, I don't know how it is now, but it was pitch dark. I had a couple drinks and I didn't know when I left there, it was pitch dark. I didn't know where anything was. And anyway, I finally figured my way out of there, but it was that was my experience there. But they've had so much really great music there. They've had jazz, top jazz, rock and roll, folk. They've got everything. So it's really great. So Lisa, I noticed that you guys are going to be playing at probably one of the best art and music community festivals called the West End Celebration coming up.
Yes.
24th, 25th August. So all you listeners out there, that is one of the best community events in California. So do not miss it. And you guys are going to be on the Redwood stage. I already checked it out. So
yeah, we'll be on the Redwood stage on Saturday, and we'll be hanging out. I've gone to West End even when I haven't played West End. It is my favorite. I love West End and I love PG Good Old Days. Those are my 2 faves.
Yeah. One thing about West End is everybody is there that in Monterey. I mean, every single person is there. Your 3rd grade teacher, your whatever, everybody's there. So it's a fun event. So I recommend that all the listeners out there to go to the West End celebration. Okay. Yeah. Ladies, does anybody have anything else you want to add to your?
I'll just throw out that the week after West End, we're going to be at Fernwood. It's our first show there, so in Big Sur, and we're really excited to be playing Fernwood in Big Sur on Saturday, August 31st.
Oh, wow. Great.
Yeah. And we will actually be playing at Paperwing, which is going to be a really huge event for the band, since that is the original instantiation of the band. So we'll be there in November. So it's a little bit ways away, and I don't have it on the website yet, but keep checking back with us. And other than that, we do have our regular places. We are playing a Car Week show at O'Callahan's. We are getting back to Lynx sometime in September. Salty Seal is a monthly thing for us.
Oh yeah, okay, good.
So we're keeping busy.
You guys are keeping busy, yeah.
Yeah. And
And-
I'm excited to go see Squidbrain at some point soon.
Oh yeah, we want
Yeah.
to Squidbrain. Maybe at the Other Brother. Have you played at Other Brother?
Yeah, we played there a bunch of times. That was super.
That's a good venue.
They're always great.
That's a fun venue. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like us on Instagram and Facebook, because we'll be updating stuff. And we do have a new song out on our website, squidbrainseaside.com. So check us out.
Oh yeah, that sounds great. So
I can't
I want to just say that if you have any gigs or anything that you want to promote or say, you know, you're welcome to come on the Buzzing with Cousin page and promote it. No questions asked. Just do it. Yeah.
We'll probably take you up on it also for our album release, which will be later, probably in a couple months or so.
Anytime.
Awesome. Thank
But
you so much.
I'm so happy that you ladies came on, and it's really a cool thing, and I love it. So thank you so much for coming on, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys out on the Monterey music scene. So Diana, thank you so much. Lisa, thank you so much. Thank you, all the listeners out there, and Cousin Johnny, Lisa, and Diana are saying goodbye. Okay, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Johnny.